Hi, I'm Kimberly Allison from Starliner Music and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to continue with my series entitled Blues Solos with Comping. In this series, we look at how to get back and forth from lead guitar to rhythm guitar within the context of a 12-bar blues. First, I'll play Blues Solo with Comping in the key of G number 6, and then I'll break it down for you. Here we go. I hope you enjoy it. Let's break down our 12-bar blues solo. I've divided the 12 bars into 3 4-bar phrases. Each 4-bar phrase will have 2 lead guitar licks. Each lead guitar lick will be followed by a rhythm guitar accompaniment pattern. This is also known as comping. So we'll be going back and forth between the lead guitar lick and a comping pattern. In this solo, I've used both the major pentatonic scale and the minor pentatonic scale. Remember that I might refer to the minor pentatonic scale as the blues scale because the blues scale is the same as the minor pentatonic with the addition of the blue note. Let's get a look at the patterns that we'll be using for this solo. I'm going to start with the G minor pentatonic patterns, also known as the G blues scale. Here's the G blues scale at the 3rd fret. I will also be using the G blues scale located approximately between the 8th and 10th fret. For those of you who know the caged system, this is referred to as the C shape. Here's the pattern. Now let's look at the G major pentatonic patterns. The first one is at the 3rd fret. Here's G major pentatonic. I will also be using the G major pentatonic between the 7th and 10th fret approximately. For those of you who know the cage system, this is referred to as the C shape. Here's the pattern. Now let's go on to phrase 1. Here's the first lick of phrase 1. In this lick, I'll be using the G major pentatonic scale as far as the fingering, but in the first bend, I'm only going a half step, so I'm really bending into the G minor pentatonic scale. So that's at the 10th fret B string. Then I'm at the 8th fret, same string, 10th fret, 9th fret on the 3rd string. Then ending the lick with a half step bend again. Then I'm traveling to the 3rd fret for my comping pattern. This starts out with a G5 or a G power chord and is followed by a C triad. The chord progression isn't really going to C here. This is just movement around my G7th chord. Then I'm going into my abbreviated G7th. This consists of a flatted 7, a major 3rd, and a 5th. I'm using a trill here. My next lick starts out with a slide into the 9th fret on the 3rd string, and I'm using my 2nd finger here. We're using both the major pentatonic and the blues scale in this lick. So there's our slide. And then I'm doing a whole step bend here. This is the blues scale, including the blue note. And then I'm ending the lick on the root G. Then I travel back down to the 3rd fret to play the comping pattern. Here's the whole first phrase. Our next phrase starts with a lick that's fingered out of the G blues scale. The first bend, however, is a bend into the G major pentatonic, but we're fingering the G blues scale, so we're going to come down the scale. Then we're here at the 11th fret on the B string. We're going to pluck this note and then bend it a step and a half, release, and end on the root G. We'll follow up the lead guitar lick with our comping pattern, now move to the 8th fret to accommodate the C7th chord change. So here we go with a C power chord or C5, with a brief visit to an F triad, which is just movement around the C. And then here's our abbreviated C7th chord with a trill. Now our next lick, we're going to use the blue note here. So this note is at the 8th fret, and then we'll go to the blue note here at the 9th fret, and we're going to use a pull-off. Coming down the blues scale. Now we're going to use the 9th fret, this is in the major pentatonic. And then we're going to go back to the minor pentatonic here with a little quarter bend. At this point, we're back to G7 in the chord progression, so we'll play our comping pattern at the 3rd fret for G. Here's the whole second phrase. All right, here we go with the third and final phrase. We're going to start out with a lick that's fingered within the G major pentatonic. Although I'm bending a whole step here, I'm aiming for the major third of my chord change here, which is D7. By bending to the F sharp, we are outlining the chord change D7, which is our 5 chord. And in our typical 12 bar, we will go from the 5 chord down to the 4 chord. So we'll follow that lick with our C accompaniment pattern that we learned before at the 8th fret. Then we'll have a brief little lick that leads into the longer last lick. This is out of the minor pentatonic. And then we'll jump right into this lick here at the 3rd fret, which is mixed pentatonic. So here we have, that's a major pentatonic portion. These two notes are out of the minor and major pentatonic. Then we're coming down the minor pentatonic scale. And then we're going to use our minor third and major third here. And we'll use the blues scale to approach the 5 chord. Let's go through that last phrase again. forgot to mention that here with our double stop, we're going to give that a little quarter bend. And then we'll go up and end on a G9 chord at the 10th fret. So here we have a root, a third, flatted 7, a ninth, and optionally you can get that 5th in underneath your bar. That's it for Blues Solo with Comping in the key of G number 6. I'm Kimberly Allison from Starliner Music, and I hope to see you back on my channel soon.